so that you guys probably will learn a new word for most of you, but I'm gonna show how practical the application of this language is, and why, if you don't know this language, you really don't know our culture, and that's why you're getting a lot of false doctrine from Israelites as well as Christians, right? And it's, when I say people teaching false doctrine, it's really it's really nothing to be ashamed of for the most part because we're ignorant. Most of us just waking up 5, 10 years ago. It's only a shameful thing to be teaching false doctrine after you've been shown the truth, or someone presented witnesses and you still reject it and you still want to teach false doctrine. That's to me is shameful. But if you didn't know these things, you didn't know these things. But all praise to the Most High Yah that He's revealing these things in the last days. And this language we're learning is unlocking the text for us. Did you get in yet?
My computer was updating.
All right, let me know. I'll make you co-host. Um, so let me do a screen share. All right, so this is uh, our banner, Sharash, Ibar. Those still learning, you guys know we start on the right side of the page and we read right to left. The Greeks flipped everything and now we read left to right, but that's not the culture of the Israelites. So that first word up top starts with the E on its back. That's our Shah sound. The head of the man is the Ra sound, and then you have the two front teeth again, makes the Shah sound. We just would know as Shemitic people that's Sharash. And the second word begins with the picture of the eye. The second character is the tent floor plan or the house, and then at the head of the man. And we know these glyphs together, their sounds make up Ibar. So Sharash Ibar is pretty much the roots of the Ibarium. Our true designation is not Hebrews. That's been adulterated from people who thought they knew our language. We're really not Hebrew people. We are Ibarian people. So that's what that first page is trying to display to you. Let me get Shamar in here and make him. All right. So you and I.
Yes, sir.
This next screen here is I'm trying to display to you that the second generation of characters that our ancestors came up with is debate when they came up with those stick figure characters. We don't know if they came up with it before Babylon or after Babylon, but those second generation of characters, they're more abstract. You really can't tell what they're saying. So that's why I put the paleo on top to show you that that I has now became what looks like a O, and then the ba, the picture of the house, you really can't even tell what that is if you didn't know our language. And then the ra, the head of the man, look how abstract that is. So
Turn
if
the
you
screen a little bit more.
oh, slock your eye. So if you didn't know the the pictographs, those second and third generations, you're going to be lost. You're still not going to understand the concrete meaning of what our ancestors said, or more importantly, what Abba said through our ancestors. So I always tell the family, you're going to learn those other generations by default because most of the literature out there has been written with the second generation or this modern generation that's totally abomination. But that first generation up top there in red, that's what I call paleo. Those glyphs has concrete meanings, and these concrete meanings are awakening the text for us. And Yah will, I'm going to give you the perfect example today. And this is just a tribal declaration the Most High put on my heart. You got so many different schools of thoughts, and you got people with different philosophies, and you know this language is it's causing a rift in our own community. Like it's no big deal and da 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 da. And it's like, well, It's no big deal till you learn that Lord means Baal. So you've been calling the great I am Baal all your life. It's no big deal till you learn God is a pagan name, God is a Canaanite deity. So language is no big deal until you understand it is a big deal. So this is something the Most High put on my heart. I'm not trying to compete with nobody. I'm not trying to shame nobody. Your favorite YouTube star, your favorite Moray, he can be that. But this is the facts of the case. These scrolls were written by Hebrew people, Shemitic people. And if you don't understand their culture, you're not going to understand their text. Now, the texts of our ancestors have been translated into Greek, Latin, French, all kind of mess. Even the word, I'm getting ahead of myself for a couple of weeks, even the word we got New Testament. New Testament got these people thinking that they have a new covenant, and that word testament was produced by the Latin Vulgate. The Latin Vulgate was the closest word they had to explain what was going on. So that word testament comes from the Latin text, and we don't have a New Testament. We don't have a New Testament. So that's just the facts of the case. So, what I have on the screen here, family, these are three different names of our patriarchs, our ancients. And our names are produced by generic words, like blessed or blessed, women in him baraka. So these men were named Shemitic names. And in the text, when you read this text in English, English is a dead language. It's full of idolatry in their language, and they don't tell you this. They make us feel proud, giving us A's in English and gold star. You got your spelling test right. So they groomed us from 4 or 5 years old to exalt their language, but their language is an abomination to us holy ancient people. So what I want to do, I want everyone to go to Ruth chapter 4 and 17. And Shamoya is going to read the passage for us. And what I want to do, while he's getting that, you all getting that, Kapa, you got the Blue Letter Bible on your phone? Yeah. Pull up this verse in the Blue Letter Bible, Ruth 4:17. And I want you to read, I want you to click on the first name in that verse. Nariah, you pull up the same verse in the Blue Letter Bible, and I want you to click on the second name in that verse. And then Shamaria will just finish with the last name in that verse. So we have witnesses that these people who are making these lexicons, these people that's producing all your Christian texts, they don't know our culture, they don't know our language, they don't know what the Father is saying. The Father is speaking to Shemitic people, Israelite people, and today I'm going to prove it with witnesses. Ruth chapter 4, verse 17. Shemai, when you have it? Shemai. Read.
And the women, her neighbors, gave it a name, saying, there is a son born to Naomi, and they called his name Obed, or Ibar. He is the father of Jesse, or Yeshai.
No, just read the English first. The point will be stronger.
And the father of David. Jesse, the father of David.
So here's Ruth chapter 4, verse 17. It's running down some great men in our lineage. These are all men of Judah. The first one they say, Naomi, well, they're giving credit to Naomi because the backstory is, remember, Ruth's first husband died without giving her children. So according to our custom, if you die without giving your wife children, well, your brother has to give your wife a child for you. So Ruth's first husband didn't have any brothers, so the next thing kin was Boaz. Anybody remember Boaz? So Boaz married Ruth and gave Ruth her first son. Ruth's first son name, according to the text, was Obed. But Obed doesn't belong to Boaz because according to our culture, Boaz is the second husband. So Boaz did the Torah, he practiced Torah, he gave Ruth a seed, but that first seed belonged to Ruth's first husband. Everyone's tracking that. But according to your pagan text, they said they named the child Obed, And then Obed had a son named Jesse, and Jesse was the father of David. Everyone see that in their text? Now I'm going to show you how these pagans don't understand what the Father is saying to his people. Kapa, can you click on, which word name did you click on, Al?
I didn't click on, I just went to 417, so you said click one of the names?
Yeah, so if you hit the tool interlinear,
Yeah.
it's going to parse it out in Hebrew for you. And I want y'all to use the mic because I didn't want to do a bunch of screen shares and all this stuff, but just use the mic because we're live on Facebook. And I'm trying to show people that you're going, getting all this education, you're learning Greek and Latin. You don't know what our text is saying. You don't know what our text is saying. So let me know when you're ready, Al. I want y'all to hear what the pagans saying that these names mean in their language. That's what I want y'all to hear.
All right, so I clicked on Obed.
Okay. He's going to read, Kapa's going to read the definition, how they break down what Obed means, all right? Kapa?
Sometimes they have that, I don't know for sure. I always have to double check. Sometimes they have, like, he says I
Is it
will,
parsed out
they
for you,
say
Al?
I will. So, yeah.
Linear there, and then scroll and then hit dash. I'm going to read what how you define it. Go back.
Sometimes, if we word.
Now scroll up, and when you see the name Obed, right there, hit that Strong's H57.4. And read what all that's saying. Just keep scrolling, read till you get to the end of your screen, Al, if you don't mind.
Okay. All right, so Obed, it says serving. A, son of Boaz by Ruth and the grandfather of David. A Judaic, a descendant of Jarha, the Egyptian slave of Sheshan, in the line of Jeremiel.
So these are all different people in our culture who were named Obed. The first thing these papers are saying, Obed means servant, and then they're giving you different people who had that name. Keep going, Al.
C is a Judaic father of Azarah, am I saying that right? One of the captains of hundreds who joined the Jehudah in the revolution by which Italia fell.
So it's just saying one of the people who had that name, he joined the revolution of one of the kings who were overthrowing the government. Keep going.
D is one of David's mighty warriors.
Uh-huh.
E is son of Shemaiah and a gatekeeper of the temple. And that, I believe that would be it, right? Yeah.
That's all there. So the pagans are saying that this name Obed means serving, and then we had some ancients who had that name who did different things in our history. The pagan says Obed means serving, right? So who has the next name? Nariah?
Where you want me to start?
Start with at the outline of biblical usages.
Okay.
And what name do you have out?
Jesse.
Jesse, okay.
It says, Jesse, I possess.
I possess?
I possess.
Uh-huh.
A, grandson of Boaz and the father of King David. The KJV translation count 42 times. Strong's definitions, Yeshay, Yishai, by Aramaic, Yeshay, from the same as H3426, extant, Jishai, David's father, Jesse.
So the Strong's definition is saying, I possess. Jesse means I possess or to exist. Extent means I exist. So the pagan's saying Jesse has the connotation of I possess or to be existent. That's what the pagans are trying to define Jesse as, right? Shemaria, our last one, Dawad or David?
Dawad or David equals beloved. A, the youngest son of Jesse and second king of Israel. Strong's definitions, Dawad, David, or it means rarely or fully, loving. David, the youngest son of Jesse. Keep going.
You see uncle anywhere? They use it as uncle as well.
They don't have that here.
No worries. So the pages are saying David's name means beloved, the beloved one. He's the youngest son of Jesse. If you go deeper into their lexicons, they give you more guesses, beloved one, uncle. And when you learn the text from these Greco-Roman schools, you don't know how powerful we are as a people. You don't know how much the Most High loves us. And that's why I praise the Most High for restoring this language to us. These names, these definitions, Obed, Jesse, and Dawat or David are garbage. Obed is really Ibar. Ibar. They named him Ibar. And Ibar does have the connotation of to be a servant, because when you look at the glyphs for Ibar, the I is always at the house, or my eye is always inside the door. I'm always looking inside the door of my master to make sure he don't need something. Y'all see that?
Right.
A servant, a butler, stands at his master's door to make sure he doesn't need something, or when he calls, I'm right there. So that's what Ibar means in our language. But it says that he's from the line of Judah. So we don't have the original text anymore. But if they named him Ibar to serve or be a servant, who do you think Ruth and Boaz is calling him the servant of? The Most High. So this is another, not a nail in the coffin. This is another red herring. Y'all alter our text. Why would Ruth and Boaz stop and say he's just Ibar?
They would have said Ibar, yeah.
They're going to say he's Ibar Yah. He's the servant of Yah. Now, I don't have no witnesses. These are just breadcrumbs. But when you call him Obed, you don't know what the Father is saying. You don't know what the Father is trying to show us. This text is what we always say. This text is FUBU. For us, by us. He's talking to us. So, Obed is the servant. They call him his son, Jesse. No, his son's name is Yeshai. Yeshai means he is joined to eternity. That's when that word extant. Extant means I exist. I exist. That's why we call him Yah. Yah just means he is. He told Moses, well, Moses all scared, well, who am I going to tell the people sent me? He said, tell them I am that I am sent you. He was telling Moses, I'm Yeshai. I exist. I'll be what I want to be. I'll call myself what I want, but I exist. Now, what's the coincidence that David's father's name is Yeshai? He exists. He's eternal. These glyphs have power. And then our last patriarch is Dawad. You want to say David means beloved, uncle. No. The first glyph there is a tent door. One of the connotations of a tent door is a pathway. So Dawad, I'm joining two pathways. I'm joining two pathways. You guys ever rode by the construction and they was making an overpass or a bridge? When they make an overpass or a bridge, they join two pathways, that's eternal. Two pathways, that's eternity. So our great ancestors, I'm serving Yah, I'm eternal, I'm eternal. That's why I played those songs from Zamariah. Dwell in his house forever. I want to be in his house forever. And then the last song, I'm a way maker, the why. Two ways being joined. We'll be shouting if we was Christians in here. We'll be shouting if we was Christians in here. This text is for us. Your Father is talking to you. He's not talking to the Baptist church, the Lutheran church. Your Father is talking to you, the children of Israel. He's trying to remind you every chance, y'all got an eternal covenant with me. I'm never going to forget about you, and it's in our ancestors' names. But since I'm dark-skinned, Elder, take us to Leviticus 25 and 39 through 41 for the first witness. So the Joyce, get the second one for Ibar, Isaiah 43 and 10. The text has been talking to us the same for the whole time. This text is not for born-again Christians. It's for born-again Israelites. It's for repentant Israelites. Moses tried to tell them in the beginning, circumcise your heart. That was the old-fashioned way of saying, be born again. So being born again is nothing new. Being born again, having your mind renewed, circumcise your heart is from the very beginning. This text is for us. We're going to Leviticus chapter 25, verses 39 through 41. Shema, you have it? Read. That's for Elder. We're going to Leviticus 25, verses 39 through 41. Trying to show the people, abad or servant, he's talking to us. We're going to read chapter 25, verses 39 through 41. And this is the law. This is the Torah. This is part of our constitution or our contract, our covenant.
Leviticus 25, 39. And if thy brother that dwelleth with thee be waxen poor, and you sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant.
So if my brother is an Israelite, no matter what tribe he's from, if he becomes poor and he sells himself to me, I can't make him serve like another non-Israelite servant. I thought God loves everybody the same. You can't make an Israelite serve you or work for you as you do a pagan. That's what the text said. Read on.
But as a hired servant and as a sojourner, he shall be with thee and shall serve thee until the year of Jubilee.
He's going to serve you only to the year of Jubilee. He can't serve you forever like a Gentile servant. Read on, Elder.
And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto his possessions of his fathers shall he return.
So you got to return him to his tribe, to the heritage of his father, right? Read on, Elder.
For they are thy servants.
For they are what?
For they are my servants.
They are what?
For they are my servants.
He said you got to return this Israelite to his father's tribe because they are my servants. Ibad. They are my servants. So you return your brother back to his father's tribe because his fathers, the 12 patriarchs, are my servants. So if the patriarchs are the servants of Yah, who are their children? The servants of Yah. You see how Ibad is more powerful than calling him Obed? No. The father's trying to tell you, y'all are my servants. I have a covenant with y'all. I haven't forgotten about y'all. Elder, did we finish that up? Let me calm down, talk to y'all sweet and nice.
For they are
Jesus be
my
with
servants,
us.
which I have brought out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Thou shalt not rule over him or regard, but shalt thou fear Yah.
He says,
Yah.
They are my servants. The fathers of the tribes are my servants who I brought out of the land of Egypt. So if our fathers are the servants of Yah, we're the servants of Yah. So Ruth naming her child, or Boaz naming the boy Ibar, he's trying to talk to us through the text. That's just one witness. The water elder for that. So Josh, did you get Isaiah 43 and 10? Let's go to Isaiah 43 and 10. This is how you use the text to produce witnesses. You don't get people all riled up with music and shouting shows and speaking in gibberish tongues and sweating. No, let's use the text. Let's produce our witnesses. I'm producing witnesses here for y'all.
Shema. 43 verse 10 in Isaiah. Ye are my witnesses, saith Yahweh, and my servant.
Am I what?
And my servant.
Am I what?
And my servant.
Here's the Father talking to the children of Israel saying, you are my witnesses. What do we live by here at the Torah Group?
2 to 3 witnesses.
2 to 3 witnesses. Because the Father, he holds his own self to his own standards. He's telling the children of Israel, which is 12 tribes, that's a lot of witnesses, right? He's saying, you are my witnesses and ye are my servants. Who are the servants of Yah? Why did they name the boy Ibar? Reminded the lineage, y'all are servants of Yah. When you out in your job, you're servants of Yah. When you're going to the movies, having a good time, you're servants of Yah. Speaking of which, I wish I was there when y'all was chanting Shema. I regret not going for that part. I would have loved to see the people. What are they talking? Yeah, it's coming. We're coming. We're coming. But when we're out and about, we got constant reminders. We're servants of Yah. That's why it's very. You got to be very wicked to take on the name Shamar Yah. You got Yah at the end of your name, and you're a whoremonger. You got to be very wicked to call yourself Abad Yah, and then you're stealing. Name ourselves after Yah was for a purpose. The fringes, I'm named after Yah. I can't be out and well, you know that it's a riot down the watch. You going to steal TVs? No, I can't. I want to. I can't. It's for a purpose. It's for a purpose. The second witness for Jesse being Yeshai, being eternal. So the Jordan, take us to Genesis 4 and 8. Salaki. Genesis 17, 4 and 8. Dr. Watt for that. Gamaria, go to 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 10 for that second witnesses. We're running down witnesses that calling our ancestors Obed, Jesse, and David is wickedness. You're lost in translation, and the dialect we're learning is not a futile exercise. It's power in this language. It's unlocking the text. So Jesse's name is not Jesse. It's Yeshai. It means eternal. I exist. We're going to give the first witness. We're going to Genesis chapter 17, and sis, we're going to read verses 4 through 8. 4 through 8.
Okay, Genesis 17, 4 through 8. As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant.
For what?
For an everlasting
For
covenant.
what, family?
For an everlasting.
What does everlasting mean?
Forever.
Ever. That's Yeshai. His name is not Jesse. I'm Yeshai. This is eternal. The children of Israel, tribe of Judah, you guys got an eternal covenant with the great I am. Why are you worshiping Baal? Why are you trying to see what Persia is doing? Why are you worried about what Babylon is doing? Well, their grapes came out big this year. Why are you worried about them? You got an eternal covenant with your Father. You guys are eternal with him. It's more powerful to call him Jesse. It's disrespectful to call him Jesse. His name is Yeshai, the eternal one. I exist. But the attribute is describing the nation. Does that make sense? Let's get the second water for that, sis. Let's get the. Did you finish that up?
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generation for an everlasting covenant to Elohim unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their Elohim.
Here's the Father promising Abraham, I'm going to make an everlasting covenant with you and your seed, and in their generation, I'm going to remind them of the covenant. So how's the Father reminding Abraham's seed of the covenant? By naming the children. Naming the children Ibar, Yeshai, Dawah. It's time to the covenant be eternal. So Mr. Fishman, you're in war right now. If the Father gave you that land, why are you still fighting for it? Because when the Father gives you something, it's mine. You're still fighting to hold on to a stolen land. Your time's almost up. This text is talking to you and I, the real children of Israel. Let's get a second witness. 2 Samuel chapter 7.
Chapter 10?
I'm sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Am I right?
Come on.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong one.
I'm trying to stay calm here. I know everybody, you're so loud and excited, but you was dancing in church for 2 hours and ain't said nothing about that.
2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 10. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel.
For who?
For my people Israel.
Who's the Most High's people?
Israel.
The church.
Israel.
The Baptists?
Israel.
That's what the text said.
And I will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of the wickedness afflict them any more, as before time. And since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thy enemies, also the Most High telleth thee that he will make thee an house.
Mm-hmm.
And when thy day be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with the fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom.
So this is the Father's promise just to Dawah. This is the Father's promise. This don't cover the whole nation. This is just for King Dawah. He says, listen, I'm going to establish your line of kings, and y'all are going to build me a house. This is just for King David's sons, right? Everyone's tracking? He's talking to Dawah, right? Let's keep going.
He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish thy throne of his kingdom forever.
How long?
Forever.
Till Jesus come.
Forever.
Till the church come.
Forever.
The Israelites' kingdom is forever when we're lawful. That's the caveat, right? When we're lawful. Because obviously we're here struggling to pay light bills over here. What Kanye say? Slavery sounds like a choice to me. Everyone's like, he's crazy. Like, nah, he's right on point. He probably didn't know why he was right on point, but he was right on point. The Father told the Israelites, choose ye this day. Choose life or death. Blessing or curses in the power of the tongue. So Kanye was right, even if he didn't know it. What they say, a broken clock is right twice a day. Slavery was a choice. It just wasn't made by us, it was by the ancient generation. But they made a choice. We want Canaanite gods. I want to dye eggs and have my child run around the church looking for eggs. I want to cut a tree down and decorate it so pretty. Look at the lights. The Father says that you can't cut down fruit trees. You can't cut down fruit trees, and the other trees are not fruit trees. You can only cut them down to build with. What are you cutting down Christmas trees for? So we did choose slavery. Did we finish that up?
No. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men.
Mm-hmm.
But my mercy shall not depart away from me.
Civil rights ain't do nothing for y'all. I know I used to be proud of the forefathers marching, but now read this text. That march didn't do nothing for us. Can you read that again? What did the Father says?
My
mercy.
my mercy shall not depart away from him.
It was the Father's mercy that took them shackles off of us. Yep. It was the Father's mercy. Now we can go get a job. And now we gotta, hey, why you smile? I ain't said nothing funny. Don't I ignore you? I ain't said nothing funny. Why you smiling at me? They know. The guilt on there, they know. Man, you guys, y'all should be just beating the brakes off us. It's the Father's mercy. It's the Father's mercy that we work in now. It's the Father's mercy that we not, our houses don't have dirt floors no more. Anybody talk to their grandparents, their house had dirt floors?
My dad.
Elder, can you imagine that? So it's the Father's mercy now. It's not because we voted, I can read now, and I got a degree. Yeah, I'm summa cum laude. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's the Father's mercy. They're not beating us no more. Read that again, please.
By my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. And thy house and thy kingdom shall be established forever.
How long?
Forever.
How long?
Forever.
Till the Christ come.
Forever.
Till the born again son come.
Forever.
To the resurrection.
Forever.
The church ain't replaced nobody. The church, let me use good English. The church hasn't replaced anyone. They make it seem like we ignorant because we don't speak fancy like them, right? The church haven't replaced anyone. The Father says this kingdom, this house is going to reign forever. That's why we love that Zamaria song. We're going to dwell in that house of the Most High forever. Ha'alam.
Forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever.
Do you need a degree to define forever? So how do you come up with a doctrine? Oh yeah, the church has replaced the Israelites because they crucified their Savior, so God replaced them with the born again church of Christ. There were Israelites out there, the crucifixion Superman. There were Israelites out there crying for him. So how you saying the Israelites crucified their king? This is what happened when you let the Romans and the Greeks teach you. This text is talking to us. We are the ones eternal, dwelling with Abba for eternity. We're supposed to be ruling with him for eternity. Let's go to the next witness, the Wad. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 5. The Wad name is he's joining two paths. Two paths joined together can represent eternity. Zaquan, Marianne, let's get Deuteronomy 5 and 23. Yadon, take us to Psalms 119 and 89. And Kapah, get ready Psalms 23. This is a classic one. We missed this in the church. We just singing, sweating our weave out, and we missing this stuff. Psalms 23 and 6. So the wide name is powerful. The wide name is not, his name is not David. His name is Dawad. Yes, it means beloved. It could represent uncle, because an uncle, what does an uncle do? We're joining two houses. Your uncle joins two houses, and sort of like you, most of us boys, we would favor our uncle because uncle was cool and he ain't really beat us until he snitched to your dad on you. Like, that uncle was cool. Okay, I'm cool, but he loved you, so he snitched to your dad. Got you a beat. So yeah, the wide names mean uncle, but it's more powerful than uncle. The wide is joining two paths. Eternity.
I guess.
Are you on?
Yeah, I am. Lambacking on what you said. So I guess just for clarity, the Israelites were the ones that got Yahushua killed, right? You're just saying not all Israelites.
Right, not all Israelites.
Gotcha.
It was the wicked Israelites who rejected. He didn't want him to be king. And then we know what happens. Nariah, pull your verse up, that John 19 and 7 is 27 or something. Pull that one up. We'll go over that one. So yeah, for clarity, I'm saying not all Israelites rejected Yahushua. There were multitudes. That's why the wicked Israelites said, we can't kill him on the feast. We can't kill him on Passover. Look how many Israelites came here to see him, and more's going to be coming overnight. Tomorrow is Passover. We got to get him killed before Passover. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's next week class. But yeah, Deuteronomy 5 and 23. The wide name means eternal as well.
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 23.
And it came to pass, when you heard the voice out of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, that you came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders.
That's it? 5 and 23?
Mhm.
Okay, then that's a typo. All right, you Don, read the Psalms 119:89 while Fish will where the typo is at.
Psalms 119, verse 89. Forever, O Yahweh, thy word is settled in heaven.
Read that again,
Forever, O Yahweh, thy word is settled in heaven.
That's plain black and white, the wide, forever, eternity. And this is David's song. He says, forever your word is settled in heaven. Forever, a long time, eternity. Dawad's name means much more than beloved or uncle. Going back to Deuteronomy 5, it may be, it's supposed to be 2 to 3. 2 to 3. I forgot the hash. It's Deuteronomy 5, 2 and 3.
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 2 to 3 through 2 and 3. Yahweh our Elohim made a covenant with us in Horeb. Yahweh made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us who are all of us here alive this day.
So the why, two paths are being joined. We're being joined to the Father. That's eternity. This text come alive when you learn the glyphs. So we're not out here competing. I even stopped posting our classes. I don't want all this clickbait and all that is irrelevant. We want the truth. So the why, his name is reminding us we're being joined to the Father. Two paths. We made a covenant. We're joined to him. Does that make sense? And there's many more. They're going to pop off the page once you see. We could have read the whole book of Psalms. David got so many Psalms where he's saying forever. We're going to be your people forever. Yes, you're going to chastise us, but he's going to redeem us, and we're going to rule forever. It's all over the text. Let's go to the next one. Compile Psalms 23 and 6. This is a classic one.
Psalms 23 and 6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Yahweh forever.
How long?
Forever.
That's what the text say. How many times did we read this word forever? Everlasting. Now you get all polished up with a Greco-Roman education. Oh, I was reading since I was 2. You was reading abominational language. But you're proud my son can read. Your son don't even know what he's saying. This thing is FUBU. The names we name our children always had a purpose. So Boaz and Ruth didn't name that son Obed. They named him Ibar, servant, and it's natural he's going to be the servant of Yah. And then Obed, Ibar, he had a son, they called him Yeshai, reminding the people, we're the eternal ones. We're supposed to be ruling forever. Why you want to follow what they're doing over there? I don't think there's nothing wrong with Halloween. It's just a pumpkin carved up. What's wrong with that? It's not in our culture. You're worshiping death. Our brothers and sisters in South America, they got a whole celebration called the Day of the Dead. You need an education to know that's wicked. Y'all walking around with skeleton and skull costumes on. You need an education. The Day of the Dead is wicked. How many of us saved up money to go to Mardi Gras? That's Fat Tuesday. It's the Day of the Dead. We over here proud. Yeah, I'm going to Mardi Gras. Oh yeah, I'm going on Tom Jones cruise. You're proud that you're joining yourself to wickedness, not knowing who you are. So this language we learn is for a reason. I'm not competing with anybody. I don't care what your super mores teaching you. And yeah, it's not that serious. His education is lean. His understanding is lean. Every week I'm seeing more people pop up with philosophy. Like, bro, that don't make no sense. Just come up with their own philosophies. And the young and gullible is like, come, hallelujah. It's like, lost.
I was just gonna comment about you just talking about even these names. and the power in the names. I know when we first, came into the truth, I know that one verse, well, if I back up, there was a list of names that they said that the slave ships who the fish people owned, but they show like all the names, like a manifest, so to speak, and all the names had Yah in it. And I know that one verse, he said, my people,